So at 5 o'clock it was Mex Produce for Agriculture. And then at 5:30 we stopped for coffee in Lancaster with Sandra Valdez with the Spanish American Civic Association. The two there talked everything from housing to healthcare, and now we have a long drive all the way over to Hanover for our final stop. But before we begin, we do want to make it clear the businesses and organizations that allow us to come visit, they have no political affiliation. They were simply kind enough to show us what they do day to day. Now let's head over to Hanover for our last stop, which represents manufacturing.
The district goes all the way over to Hanover. We've been to Hanover a couple of times, and it's an hour ride over there.
It is. And little did Bob know, we're on that hour-long ride from Lancaster City to Hanover for our next stop.
Politics used to be the kind of the equivalent ribbing that you would give someone who was a Steelers fan or an Eagles fan. And now it really does divide us.
Like you say, you're in the middle. Are you going to vote some red, some blue, wherever you see fit?
I expect that I will. I won't vote straight party just because it's party. I won't do it. And I'm going to use facts and information, not just what my party tells me to do. I'm going to do my own research and try and do the best thing.
Though he's running as a Democrat, Bob says he still holds on to various Republican values.
I do believe in capitalism. I'm not a socialist. Capitalism works when there are proper social supports and programs to help people, get out of poverty. I'm a firearm owner. I own guns. I keep them safe and I keep them locked up. So that's another thing that Republicans often get concerned about with Democrats, and it's not a concern for me.
But after working in schools, he says gun violence is a very big concern.
The wrong people have guns in their hands, and there's a lot we can do to make it safer.
What are some of those things that you're thinking about?
For example, raising the age to buy certain guns, raising the age to buy any guns, waiting periods to purchase guns. I'm a supporter of red flag laws if we can come up with a good construct, a good matrix to make that fair. Most gun owners will go, yeah, I'm on board with that. But the gun violence issue is serious, it's real, it's something that every school superintendent lives with every single day.
All right, well, welcome to Leonhardt Manufacturing. Bob,
Nice to
this
meet
is
you.
Craig. Craig, thanks for doing this with us. I appreciate it. Good to meet you. Leonhardt Manufacturing specializes in tube bending and metal fabrication for brands like Harley-Davidson and Segway.
Always recruiting, and I think that's really the future, is getting in with the schools and getting kids excited about it.
I agree with you completely. We've got to get this whole idea of everyone going through the same sort of diploma gate and really opening up so that there's multiple pathways to really what we call family thriving careers.
And owner Craig Aiello says jobs at Leonhardt Manufacturing,
Hearing protection right here.
are all family thriving careers.
Hi, Bob Hollister.
Kaylin.
Hi, Kaylin. Nice to meet you.
Caitlin recently started her career in manufacturing. Bob says young people should have the opportunity to get trained in manufacturing at an early age, if it's safe.
We ran into that at Garden Spot where we had kids set up for apprenticeships or internships or carpentry or whatever, and age was a problem. If we could be smart about putting some regulations in to say, hey, if this kid's properly trained, safety's not an issue, right?
Or properly mentored. There's certain equipment that I wouldn't want to put a kid on. It's not safe. But there are some equipment that's safe.
What are some of your frustrations as a business owner? What are some of your major frustrations with this particular area?
More just workforce development, working with the schools, getting the apprenticeships, getting it promoted within the schools that you can make a decent living without any paying college debt back.
Now, being in a place like Craig's, did you learn anything new from him?
I was affirmed. I was glad to hear that there are companies, even a small manufacturing group like that, that's tying into schools, because that is something that we're in dire need of. These sectors really need good, solid employees.
All of whom could be his constituents if he gets his way in the 2022 election.